All right, cool.
Okay.
So that was dress rehearsal, and now we get to the good stuff. All right.
Okay.
First,
First,
start. Carlos, how did you get into real estate?
well, I went to architectural school, and when I finished school, I thought I was going to be designing buildings, and I thought at that time I was not a great salesman. And architecture was all about selling your projects and selling your
brand,
your ideas or your brand. And for some reason, I thought I was not prepared for that. And so I got into construction instead of architecture, and I was doing construction for almost 30 years. From building, government building, I built Miami-Dade South, and libraries, and many things to.
So you had government projects.
Yeah, government projects, but the last 10 years of construction, I realized I didn't want to do that. I wanted to do house remodelings, and that's what I wanted to do.
Residential
the
side.
residential side. So I was 10 years doing residential remodeling, and I had a couple of clients who were outstanding, and they would buy these huge, very expensive properties, and you would walk in and say, "This is my house, I want to live here tomorrow," and they will tell you, "Got it out, and we're starting from scratch."
Perfect.
And that was it.
And how did you transition from being a developer into the sales side?
Well, I got to the point that I didn't want to deal with construction anymore. At that time, we didn't have sales, and I had like 14, 15, 16 projects at the same time, and the only thing we had was a beeper and a two-way radio in the car, and it was very hard. So I had to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, get on the phone in my house, wake up everyone and make sure that they were gonna go to the job site, and then call them in the afternoon, and in the morning again next day, to drive them crazy to make sure they were gonna be there. Today, you can handle 20 projects with your phone and call them all day long. Didn't happen that time. So I was tired of that, and I said, I'm not gonna do that anymore. So I sold my part of the company to my partner, but at the same time, I didn't know what to do. So I was planning to go for vacation for a year and this and that, but my friend and my partner now convinced me that I should get into real estate. And it ended up, it was a great idea, and I realized that I was able to sell.
And you two have a great partnership, from what I've heard. You deal mostly with investors, and she'll deal with mostly first-time buyers, that sort of thing?
That's right. She loves showing properties. She loves taking people everywhere and talking to them about the property and this and that. And I'm more into numbers. I want my clients to make money on their investment, and they know me for that. As a matter of fact, my clients start being a client, and then they become my friends, and they call me, "If you find anything that I can make some money on it, let me know, and this is my budget, and this is what I have, let's see what we can do."
That's kind of your reputation, being the guy who finds value and just buy it today and wait 5 years and you'll be very happy.
Well, not even 5 years. Lately, it hasn't been 5 years. After the pandemic, I mean, you think about 5 years, but it's really been a year and a half, 2 years. You know, it's as a matter of fact, it's a story of a duplex that I sold, and it was a first-time buyer. I mean, first-time investor. And after he bought the property, he spent $1 million in the property and $300,000 remodeling.
Yes.
And he thought it was a lot of money, you know, so he calls me up and, you know, no complaints, but just a comment. You know, I realized I spent more than I thought and this and that, and I said, "Are you worried? Do you think it was a bad investment?" And he said, no, I never said that. No, I said, "Let's do something. Let's put it in the market tomorrow. I have a buyer for it, and he will give you 1.8 right now." He says, "Are you kidding? 1.8? And I said, "Yeah, it's already at 1.8.
Yeah, how quickly they move.
And that was between 6 months.
The cool thing about real estate too, especially when you remodel a property, it's one of the only investments that for every $1 you put into it, you get 3 back, right? A kitchen cost you $10,000, When it hits the market, well, it's an additional $30,000 to the market price. That's an approximation,
Yeah.
but
Definitely.
that is insane how quickly
Well,
it multiplies.
I was in remodeling. As a matter of fact, I used to live in a house. I would buy a property, remodel what I was living in, and then buy another one, remodel, and then move to the other one. I did that for almost 10 years. But I used to concentrate in two areas: kitchen and bathroom.
Kitchen and bathroom.
That's it. Forget about the rest. Forget about the yard. Forget about the look of the house. That it really doesn't matter. I mean, if you spend money on the new paint, on the front door, and the outside, the next person who comes, he's gonna gut it out and put everything new. But the kitchen and the bathroom is what sells.
Isn't that amazing? The kitchen and the bathroom end up being like the heart of the house.
Yeah.
That's where people imagine themselves in, hosting people.
Yeah.
The kitchen means so much more than just a place to make food.
Yeah, well, I love cooking. I've always loved cooking, and in my house we used to have a dining room and the kitchen. And the funny thing, everybody was in the kitchen, never in the dining room. So during the pandemic, I said to my wife, forget about the dining room. I'm selling the dining room. It's over. Now it's going to be a family room, and I'm going to remodel the kitchen fully. So I created an island that it has a huge table that you can extend out. Up to 12 people can sit in my island at the same time that I'm cooking. So I can talk to them, they can help me, they can, we can drink and while we're cooking, because that's the place to be.
Yeah, so it's the kitchen and where you entertain guests.
Yeah, that's mainly what it is. Here in the United States, you go to Latin America, you have to have the formal dining room. Although when Latin Americans come to the United States, they want to have the big kitchen because they want to entertain in the kitchen.
In the kitchen, yeah.
You know? And you go to Europe, it's the same. They want the formal dining room, and people don't go into a kitchen. That's a different story. Yeah, it's funny.
It is funny, those cultural sort of shifts.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've talked before. There's a battle going on right now. Miami versus Madrid. They're fighting to be the capital of the Spanish world.
Well, yeah, I lived in Madrid 14 years, and I have family there, and I have a cousin who's more Spaniard than the king. So we battle over the phone, and she says, imagine you guys in Miami want to be the king of tourism, and Madrid is and I said, it's all about numbers. Look at the airport, how many people come in every day, and look at yours. That's number one. Number two, do you have beaches? How's the weather over there today? He goes, I have sun, I'm in my pool, I can go to the beach today, I can go in a convertible, can you do that today? Oh my God, it's raining, it's cold. I said,
Yeah.
that's it. Miami, we have great weather. If we don't have, I would say, 310 days out of the year that are good, we have nothing.
Yeah.
It could be cloudy, but no rain.
No rain, yeah.
And you can go out and you can wear whatever you want, and it's a great place.
Yeah, definitely, yeah, because Spain, you have Barcelona, but it's the Mediterranean.
Yeah.
Summer's good there for maybe 3-4 months tops.
Mhm.
It's a very different experience.
Yeah, but I have swum everywhere in Spain on all the beaches. Nothing compared to Caribbean or Miami. You go to Mediterranean, which is beautiful.
Yes. In
Jumping.
a different way.
Yeah, in a different way, but the water is crystal clear, and you jump in, you're dead. Water, it's 40 degrees, even in the summer.
Yeah.
It's very cold. So, that's the difference. When Spaniards come to Latin America, Caribbean, or Miami, they're amazed that they can jump in the water anytime during the day.
Your foreign investor clients, what have they been asking about you recently? What sort of guidance are they looking for?
Well, they want rental properties. They want to buy properties to be able to rent it. Some of them think about Orlando area, Fort Myers area, Miami area, and I always tell them those three areas are great, but if you look at the numbers, Miami number one because it goes up in price rapidly compared to Orlando and compared to Fort Myers. It's also a good investment, I'm not saying no, but whatever you buy here, it will go out in price within a year, right away. And that doesn't happen in Orlando, and it doesn't happen in Fort Myers. Can you buy cheaper over there? Yes, you can. You can.
Yeah, different sorts of investments, right? Because Miami, we're buying lifestyle and the knowledge that we have that more people are going to want to buy into this lifestyle. Orlando, we're betting on Mickey Mouse. We're betting on Disney World and those Airbnb sort of properties.
That's right.
Southwest Florida, now we're looking at winter birds. People who are coming down here, they're going to pay a premium to rent your house for 6 months during the winter. You can live in it the other 6 months. So there's different value propositions in different parts of the state.
Yeah, but when you go out of Miami, for example, as a foreign investor, and you say you have a property in Miami, wow, you have a property in Miami. You have a property up north in Florida, great, you have a property in Florida. You know,
it's true.
But I said Miami is the capital of Latin America, and it could become the capital of the world. I mean, it could.
Fingers crossed, right?
Yeah, you know, it could.
Definitely. The Miami property in a portfolio for most of Latin America, it's like a Rolls Royce of investments.
Oh, definitely. It's a Rolls Royce. And if you have an apartment on the beach, and if you're looking at the water, or if you have a complex in Kendall that it's easily rented, or in an area that you can rent it very rapidly, I mean, it's great. It looks great, and they love it. Especially too, most of Latin Americans want to have their kids study here in Miami, so you got FIU and UM. So anything near UM or the Metro Rail or FIU, I mean, you can buy it and it's rented right away.
Right away.
Right away.
That's a good strategy.
Yeah.
Find a university, find where the dorm sort of area is,
Yeah.
and then buy a property there. Yeah, UM, right, that red road section near US 1. You can't drive your car there without seeing 100 students walking around from here.
Definitely. It's impossible. It's impossible. And you look at the prices from pandemic to now, they have doubled.
Oh, easily. South Miami?
Oh, double completely, if not triple. If not triple. I had a doctor friend of mine who was looking for a house in South Miami, and his budget was $1.3 million. That was 5 years ago.
Okay.
So he saw a house that he liked, that the wife liked, but they wanted to offer 1.2, and it wasn't accepted. They said 1.3 or nothing, and he says, well, I'm not gonna pay 1.3. They just sold the property again, the people who bought it sold the property.
How much?
3.6.
5 years to triple your money?
5 years.
These are crypto
And I
prices.
called him up last week, and I said, here, look at your email, just for you to have a great day.
Yeah. What's going on at FIU is very interesting too. The school is buying up anything it can right now, and I think their vision is X amount of years from now have what Gainesville has what Tallahassee has, where's this enclosed city, pseudo city that belongs to the school, right? It's crazy. I think, what are we at now? 6, 7, 8 little sky rises that they've built across 8th Street.
Well, the good thing about that is that FIU is in Miami.
Yes.
I mean, you go to Tallahassee, it's great, but it's not Miami.
Different experience.
Different experience. You go to Gainesville, the same. It's a different experience. It's a college town, it's a university town, fantastic. But imagine they're building a university town in an area that they're gonna have buses going to downtown, to the beaches, everywhere, and kids here are gonna have a lot of fun studying FIU, aside from being a great school.
Of course.
And I think it's number 3, number 4 in business now in the United States.
Number 1 in law in the state of Florida.
Yeah, it's incredible. It's incredible.
Yeah, with Miami, you kind of get the best of both worlds. You get the college experience, and you get the lifestyle.
Correct. Correct. I remember when they saw FIU, my parents lived right behind FIU.
It was an airplane field, no?
Yeah, it was. Whoa. As a matter of fact, my parents' backyard was FIU. There was no turnpike, no nothing. Their backyard was all the way to 107th Avenue. Imagine. It was incredible.
Dude. All right, let's close the English.
Okay.
Now we go to Spanish.